Dallas has a generational rookie in Cooper Flagg and a roster wrecked by injuries around him, so free agency is about one thing: putting the right pieces next to the teenager so he can actually grow. Let me show you exactly what this team needs and name the real free agents who fit on a budget. Here's the plan. First, the hole around Flagg, and the injuries make it obvious. Then the archetype that fixes it. Then real free agents Dallas could realistically sign in order of fit. The team facts are verified. The free agents I name come from the real world market as examples of the type, so availability can shift. Let's find the hole. This is Game is Culture. Quick thing first, if you like free agency broken down by fit and not just hype, subscribe. It's free and it helps a ton. Now the hole. The hole around Flagg. The biggest hole is at lead guard. Kyrie Irving missed essentially the entire season, which left Dallas without a real engine to run the offense. And it showed. They finished near the bottom of the league in scoring. Cooper Flagg can do a lot, but he's a 19-year-old forward, not a full-time floor general yet. This team desperately needs a steady ball handler who organizes the offense and takes pressure off the rookie. The second hole is shooting. Dallas finished near the bottom of the league from three, and a young, slashing forward like Flagg needs spacing to operate, just like every modern star. Pack the floor with non-shooters, and you take away his driving lanes and his passing windows. So the two needs reinforce each other. A guard to set the table, and shooters to make the table worth setting. Spacing and playmaking, that's the order. And it's worth noting what Dallas already has, so they don't double up on the wrong things. Daniel Gafford is an elite lob finisher and rim runner, exactly the vertical threat a guard dreams of in the pick and roll. PJ Washington and Najee Marshall give them real forward depth, so the Mavs don't need more finishers or more bigs. They need the two ingredients that connect everything: a creator to feed Gafford and Flagg, and shooters to space the floor for them. Add the connectors, not more of what they already have plenty of. The archetype that fits. So I scored the market on the two things Dallas needs: playmaking and shooting, both at a price a 26-win team can stomach. The sweet spot is a steady veteran lead guard who can run an offense and mentor a young roster, plus knock down shooters around him. Dallas isn't landing a max star here, so the target is value and stability, the glue that lets Flagg develop without chaos. Now the names, drawn from the real-world free agent pool as examples of the type. At lead guard, a steadying veteran like Chris Paul or Malcolm Brogdon, or a more athletic option like Dennis Schroeder. All proven creators who can organize a young offense and teach Flagg how a pro point guard operates. None of them is a future cornerstone, but that's fine. They're the bridge that stabilizes the present and develops the kid. And for shooting, value veterans who simply space the floor. A knockdown sharpshooter like Luke Kennard, a movement scorer like Gary Trent Jr., or instant bench offense in Malik Beasley. Layer two of those around Flagg, Gafford's lobs, and a real point guard, and suddenly the offense has structure and spacing instead of chaos. Cheap shooting is the highest leverage, lowest cost upgrade this roster can make, and the market is full of it every summer. Keep the budget honest though. Until Dallas moves a veteran salary, their main tool is the mid-level exception, around $14.5 million, plus minimums. That's enough for a quality veteran guard or a starter level shooter, not both at full price. So the realistic play is one solid mid-level signing plus minimum deal shooters, unless they open real space by trading an aging star. Their spending power is decent, but it's gated behind the vets. Quick halftime note: if you want the realistic version of free agency, stick around and subscribe while you're here. It's free. Now the trap. And here's the trap: spending real money on another aging veteran to chase a few more wins, when the whole roster is supposed to be pivoting to a 19-year-old. The disciplined move is to sign players who either fit Flagg's timeline or are cheap short-term bridges, not expensive vets who block his development. Dallas already learned this lesson the hard way with the win now bet that blew up. Don't repeat it. And there's a mentorship bonus to the right veteran guard beyond his minutes. A pro like Chris Paul or Brogdon doesn't just run the offense. He teaches a young roster how to prepare, how to read coverages, how to win the small moments. For a teenage star like Flagg and a young supporting cast, that on-court teacher is worth more than the stat line suggests. The best bridge veterans raise the whole team's basketball IQ. And resist overpaying for that bridge guard because the timeline matters. A veteran point guard is a stabilizer, not a foundation. So Dallas should sign him to a short, sensible deal, not a long one that clogs the cap when Flagg needs real help in 2 years. The whole point of a bridge is that it's temporary. Pay for the stability now, keep the years short, and protect the flexibility to make the bigger moves that build around Flagg's prime down the road. The verdict. So the plan is clear. Use the mid-level on a steadying veteran lead guard like Paul or Brogdon. Add cheap shooting like Kennard or Trent on minimums. And avoid expensive aging vets who block the timeline. The need is playmaking and spacing around Cooper Flagg. The names are affordable and the fit serves the future. For a team rebuilding around a teenager, that's exactly the right kind of summer. And there's a pitch to make, even for a bad team. Dallas can sell a veteran guard on a meaningful role, the chance to mentor the most exciting young player in basketball, and run an offense built around him. For an older creator near the end of the road, being the steady hand on a Cooper Flagg rebuild is an appealing final chapter. The Mavs can't offer wins yet, but they can offer purpose, and a great young player to grow with. Where could I be wrong? On the names, the real market shifts, so treat them as the right archetype rather than locks. And if Dallas decides to stay competitive sooner, they might chase a bigger, pricier veteran instead of a cheap bridge. But with Anthony Davis traded to Washington and the rebuild around Flagg now official, the data and the roster scream the same thing. Get Flagg a real point guard and some shooters and let the kid cook. So that's the board. A steady veteran guard, cheap shooting, and nothing that blocks the future, with Cooper Flagg as the North Star. Who would you target with Dallas's money to put around the rookie? And next video, the full roster construction scenarios. Tell me your pick below. And we are so close to 1,000 subs, so subscribe to stay up to date.